Okay, so next up in the league would be your draft. So let's get to it. What we're gonna do is, since I'm not gonna let you grade yourself, obviously,
Good
and
deal.
I'm not gonna grade myself. What I want you to do is give me your philosophy with drafting today.
Well, traditionally, I like to go solid running back first. Get a couple wide receivers. I usually don't pick a quarterback until about the fourth, fifth round if he's available, and I like to get a guy that'll give me about 30 to 40 touchdowns between there, because I think you can still find those guys in the third round. Excuse me, in the third to fifth round, you can still find those guys. This year, though, I actually had the fifth pick and I traded it to the Bronx Bombers because I didn't like who I was going to have available at that time.
So basically, when we look at this graphic, even though we're seeing Ryan Matthews at the fifth pick, he was actually the 12th.
Yeah.
All right.
And the reason I did that is because at the fifth pick, I was looking at guys like Calvin Johnson, Darren McFadden, Matt Forte, and I just couldn't justify taking those guys that early outside of Calvin Johnson. But I believe in a few things. I believe in Jesus Christ, our Savior. I believe in Kaiser Soze, and I believe in the Madden curse. Okay, and Calvin Johnson is on the cover of Madden, and I cannot draft Calvin Johnson. So to me, the fifth pick, Calvin Johnson's not on that cover. I pick him here. Since I didn't want to make that pick, I traded it away.
Well, I wonder if the greatest trick that Calvin Johnson ever pulled was convincing the world that the Madden curse didn't exist. So maybe Calvin Johnson's Kaiser Soze. Who knows? Okay, let me get to your draft here because I don't like it. And I'll get right to the point. You caught a lot of hell when you drafted, particularly for Pat Hafel, about what I'm looking at here when I look at your roster is it looks like a poorly written English paper. There's a lot of red ink. All right, so what I'm seeing is Michael Vick's probable. Ryan Matthews is doubtful. Andre Johnson's probable. Hakeem Nicks is questionable. Des Bryant's probable. Sebastian Janikowski is questionable. And Denarius Moore is questionable. Now, of those guys, who will start? Who will not start? They may all start. Okay? My point to you is they all have problems. There's an issue with all of them. Okay? Mike Vick. So what I'm saying is I don't know who you're ever going to be able to start together. Is Mike Vick ever going to start with Hakeem Nicks? Maybe not. Where's Ryan Matthews falling there? If they don't start, who do you start? Once you start trying to figure out who you don't start because of injury, then, what bye weeks do you have and all that kind of stuff. I think it just gets really, really crazy as far as, like, your depth and a lot of injury concerns. Now, the guys that you have, they're also improving. I don't know that Ryan Matthews is a proven commodity. I don't know Doug Martin is. Andre Johnson and Hakeem Nicks certainly are. Des Bryant is. But I'm just – there's a lot of question marks for me. So they could be a great team. I don't see it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do not what everybody thinks I'm going to do and just flip out. I'm going to go ahead and give you a grade. And, man, I don't want to give you a D. But I'm going to give you a C minus. That's the best I can do.
I mean, I see what you're saying, and trust me, I knew it when I was drafting. I was looking at the All-Pro injury team. But, these guys, each guy, when I picked them, they had the most upside of the players available. And that's what I was gambling this year. Andre Johnson, the second round, I mean, the wide receivers taken after him were Greg Jennings, A.J. Green, Mike Wallace. He has more upside than all those guys. Des Bryant was taken, Hakeem Nicks was taken, and, Eric Decker, Colston, Miles Austin, Victor Cruz, all those guys. I think that Hakeem Nicks has more upside. Des Bryant, same thing. He has more upside than the players that were available at the time, and that's what I went with. I had to roll the dice. And getting Michael Vick, potentially a top 5 quarterback in the 6th round, I couldn't pass it up.
No, I agree. And you know what? You haven't changed your team name in years. And I think that if you were going to change it, this would be the year to change it. And I think if you were going to change it to anything, as good a name as any would be Scared Money, Don't Make Money. Because that's what you're doing this year, man. It's high risk and hopefully for you, high reward. So if it pans out for you, then that's great. So, sometimes you got to you got to just take your balls out, put them on the table, and let everybody know what's up, and see what happens. So,
All
what
right.
Matthew Berry have to say about this?
You know what? He was a little bit more harsh than you were. He gave me a D. He told me this is football, not football. So,
Really?
yep.
I don't even know what that means. So, okay.